Okay, so on an overtime call Saturday about noonish, as soon as I can get here and everything, because had some other stuff going on right here. But walk-in freezer, when I first got here, the fans were off. Went upstairs, set up the ladder and all that and everything, and back downstairs checking out some things, and now they're on. Let's see. I just set that down a minute ago. We're 43 and still dropping, so it'll probably drop down to like the low 30s. Yeah, that's kind of strange. Alright, well, let's hop on the roof and see what's going on. Alright, so up on the roof now. I forgot to mention, it was so dark in there because actually I found out it's a bad light bulb in there. The light circuit is hooked up to the same light circuit for the walk-in cooler, so, and the bulb just fell apart in my hand when I was trying to check it, so need a new light bulb there. Compressor's running, condenser fan, motor's going, not much heat displacement out of the condenser coil. I just did that fan motor. Actually, last time, the condenser fan motor, it goes onto the, it brackets on here onto this shroud here. And the inner part of the shroud and everything broke off. So I took it apart, cleaned it up, and I welded it back together because, I mean, it's a walk-in freezer. I had to get it up and running. I don't know where to get one of those, so this is an old system. Let's see here. One thing I did notice too, though, is like I grabbed my discharge line on the outlet side there. That's pretty ice cold. Warms, or warmish, because we're probably about an ambient about 50 some degrees today, maybe 60 if we're lucky. But yeah, looks like high temperature, low temperature. We got a clogged filter dryer, so let me hook up my gauges and verify that. Okie dokie, gauge is all hooked up. Let's see here. Suction, we are, what is that? Not even 5, about 2 or 3 psi, close to a vacuum, and about 180 on the head. This is a 404 system, so yeah, that confirms it and everything. We're not able to push the refrigerant through the filter dryer, so we still got our back pressure here on the head pressure, and it's pulling that low side into a vacuum. So alright, I'm gonna have to recover all the refrigerant since it's something's breaking down inside the system and everything and clogging up that filter dryer. I'm not going to reuse the refrigerant, I'll have to be recycled. Put in a fresh filter dryer, maybe clean up some of this piping around here and everything. It's looking pretty janky and everything. And then pull a good vacuum and everything, and fresh refrigerant in there. I also saw some oil residue on some of the line set down below behind the evaporator where the flare fittings hooked up and everything. So I think I fixed that once before, and just, I don't know, maybe I didn't wipe up the oil last time, but once I get this this part all fixed up and everything, then I'll get the leak detector down there and go from there. Alright, got all hooked up. It was nice of whoever ran the line set right in front of the disconnect switch. So you got to pull the stick and cover off to get my cheater cord in there and everything. That was neat. I think I've already got a couple pounds of 404 in this tank reclaimed already, so we'll find out what the tare weight is on this can and weigh this out, make sure I got enough room. I'm almost positive I got enough room. It only feels like probably like 5 or 7 pounds in there. Let's see. 16.9 pounds. Okay. Let's see what we got. Yeah, I got about, actually, wow, okay. Really? That's it? 2 pounds in there, huh? Okay. I got more than enough. I got more than enough room. Okay. Let's go ahead and, I'm gonna have to disconnect the pressure control so that way I can make sure I don't kick the compressor on. I guess I could go down and find the solenoid valve and hook up my magnet. Yeah, I'm just gonna go do that. That's safer, so I don't got light voltage going through here. I'll go find put the magnet on the solenoid valve downstairs. Alright, I got my solenoid magnet in there. Yeah, I'm still getting in the habit of using that thing because I keep forgetting it and done it all these years with just disconnect the contactor, pressure control, just kind of get her done. But yeah, as I get older, I'm trying to figure out safer ways to do things. So, alright, let's go start pulling the refrigerant out of this guy. Alright, back up to the roof again. Alright, let's get this thing going. So yeah, I'm like 18 pounds. I got 2 pounds. Let's get 1 pound buffer at a 24. So I've got room for 21 pounds in here, and I don't have that in this. So, alright, let's go ahead and zero out the scale. Alright, open on the high side. That on. Reclaim port. Slowly open up the yellow line on the manifold. Charging hose. I don't want to bog down that reclaim too quick. I mean, that's just what I read in the instructions. It was like, hey, well, they built it. I'm going to follow their directions. So we'll end up probably having to pull for the suction side too, because if that clog is in there pretty good, which I think it is, this will take a little bit. So it'll give me a chance to haul up my torch, filter dryer, back pump, nitrogen, 404, all that fun stuff. Speaking of hauling up stuff, some people call it a pro tip and everything. I'll just call it an ancient Chinese secret. I like to tie my rope off to anything. Doesn't have to be super sturdy. I'm not like putting any force on it, use it as a pulley or anything. It's just so that way I don't drop the stupid rope, because I've done it. It only takes a couple times of doing that. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna do this different. So, yep, that's my little tip for there. Alright, yep, as I thought. Alrighty. Yeah, we're pulling down on the high side on liquid. Still got a lot of vapor in there because that clogged, so now we'll go ahead and open up the vapor side and just finish pulling out. Get that down a few more minutes. We're at 6 pounds, 6.5 ounces, so yeah, plenty of room in that thing. I also gotta double check out, make sure I got enough 404, so find out when I go down and start hauling stuff. Okay, back on the roof, hauling more stuff up. Yeah, it's like we're pulling in a vacuum on this, so we're ready to disconnect and replace that filter dryer. Yeah, come to find out, I don't have a 163 sweat. I got a 164, so it's a 3/8 to a half, and I don't have the stupid fittings. I'm not gonna open up a part store just for a couple pieces of copper or a filter dryer, so yeah, we'll make it work. So we'll get to it. stuff. Get that sanded off and the new one in. Alright, getting ready to start brazing and everything. Two little ancient Chinese secrets. When you're taking something down to the roof you're done with, like, or just going down, like, oh crap, I still gotta go with the 404 and the nitro before I start braze. Well, let me go ahead and take down the recovery machine and the reclaim tank too. So just make good use of your time. And then also sand past where you're actually going to be soldering and everything. Just want a good clean surface all around and everything. Like I said, this is a 3/8 line, so it needs a 163. All it was 164, so just do the little pinchy trick on the end. It's still the same size of incandescent going through there and everything, the 160 series, which is 16 cubic inches in there, I think it is. Cubic something. Anyways, alright, well, let's start brazing. Oh, and finally starting to use this guy too. I love this pressure regulator. Why? Because it's got that hand crank thingy right there, so you just do right that. Then you got your settings, you can go right to braze and pressure test and all that. So yeah, I like it so much more. Then the one you got to get your crescent wrench out, and it's just easier too when you're going to the shop too to get another tank. Alright, loading my nitro braze going through there. Do it to it. Let's see. Looking pretty good. Alright, let that cool for a sec and then we'll go ahead and pressure test and see how we do. Before I recovered all the refrigerant and everything, I went ahead and took my leak sniffer down there and everything, because I still had the pressure on the discharge side going through there and everything. And that's where the little bit of oil was and everything, so I'm going to clean that up. There was no leak there. So I'm going to clean that oil up, and I mean, they're about due for a PM coming up here soon anyway, so we'll just double check that next time we come back. So, alright, get some pressure test going. Alright, we're rolling good on the nitrogen, no leaky, so let's go ahead and pull that, get that nitro out, put it in the back. old adage, hurry up and wait. Alright, so back on up and everything, just kind of getting in a hurry because I got another overtime call to go after this. So pulled a good vacuum, got it hooked up to the refrigerant now, got it inverted so I can charge my liquid, make sure scale is zeroed out. Alright, well, purge, open up our service port there. Get my little purge up. There's no air. Alright. But in the liquid side. Alrighty. I guess while I wait, let me go ahead and set up my temp probes on this thing so I can get a kind of a generic idea on the superheat subcoolant while this thing's running. We'll have to go back down and check the temperature too, because I've had it down for a little bit now, so see you in a bit. Alright, so took 7 pounds through or 6 pounds 13 ounces, close enough, whatever. Through the high side, charging up that way. And then I was getting ready to go ahead and fire it up, and I was like, I'm missing something. I'm forgetting something. Oh yeah, the solenoid magnet downstairs. So I had to run back down there, get that off, put the solenoid coil back on, but that's done. Let's turn her on and see what she does. And that condenser fan motor is on a fan cycle, so that's why that's not on right now. Compressor don't exactly sound good. I think it's been replaced once before. Let's see. I have to check the serial number on the little website thing I've got saved up. There goes the fan. That still works good. Alright, cool. I'm gonna look up that date code on that and everything just out of curiosity, and then I'll pull up my PT chart on my other phone so I can check the superheat and subcoolant and check the site class, and I'll just see how she does. It was oh yeah, the box before I turned it back on was 37 degrees down there. Things are still pretty frozen, so they should be alright. Okay, got her all fired up. Compressor sounded a little better, but look at the date code. I'll show you here. Beyond the this guy here. So ignore that 04. So D, that's the month. That's 4, so that's April 13th, 2016. So it's only about 2.5, about 3.5, 4 years old. I think I remember doing this. That was a weird night. I was working on it, and then the boss finished up and everything, so it was late at night, and give me a little break and everything. But this has been a bit of a trouble unit from the get-go and everything. I mean, that condenser fan motor bracket, man, that was nuts. I wish I would have recorded that one, because that was a pretty good repair. I ain't a welder, but I did good enough and everything. I'm glad I keep the welder in the van too. I keep a little bit of everything in there. We're at about 13 degrees in the box downstairs. Fans are running good. The evaporator coil's clear. Got a even frost. Good down here. We'll give it a few more minutes. Make sure the thermostat's set right and the defrost block's set right. And the manager said he's going to get the light bulb for down there. He's got a bunch at home or whatever, so let him worry about that. So should be wrapping up here soon. Get ready to head to the next one. That's one good thing about living in Colorado. There's Pikes Peak, and got a good sunset tonight, so could be worse. Alright, so just a little recap. When I first got here, went inside the walk-in freezer, saw the evaporator fans weren't turning, but I heard that kind of hissing noise like it was low on charge, so set up my ladder, took the tool bag up there and everything, and it was running and not short cycling. So I was like, okay, kind of interesting. So I go back downstairs, go ahead and pop in my thermometer, check the temperature, and the fans are working. It's like, okay, so I don't know, maybe issue with the fan cycle control and everything downstairs. And so then I go back upstairs and I go ahead and I'm just kind of feeling around, going all old school on it. And that's when I noticed that the outlet side of the filter dryer was cold, and then it was warm on the inlet side. So sounds like a restriction. So hooked up the gauges, confirmed that. So recovered refrigerant. Little thing I use to remember that and everything between recover and reclaim, because they're different, is I just think of, like, you know, all the fancy furniture stores now having their fancy furniture of reclaimed wood, and everyone's paying top dollar for it because it's reused wood. So okay, reclaim, reuse, recover, recycle. So pull it all out, replace the filter dryer, leak tested, put in the leak tested with the nitrogen, pulled a good deep vacuum, and then recharged it up, cleared the sight glass. It didn't have a headmaster on it, so didn't have to worry about a winter charge on it. We got just a fan cycle control on it. Yeah, so it's last I checked, we were at 8 degrees and it's still dropping. Thermostat cycle's right and it's set right and everything. I got to be back Monday anyways. Apparently they got an issue with their HVAC. She said she cleaned the terminals on the thermostat or something, still not working, so who knows. So I'll be back Monday, and I can double check my superheat and subcoolant on this guy and just do a follow-up, and should be all good to go. So on to the next call. So maybe I'll see you out there.